What's going on, Reds? Time for another episode of Liverpool Latest. I'm your host, Matt, and I got a couple of things I would like to talk about today. First and foremost, an update on Connor Bradley. Last I heard anything about him, he's been walking on crutches, and it seems as though it's a rumor. I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but it's a rumor that he has a torn ACL, which is a shame because that would make the second torn ACL on the team next to Leone, who, as we know, hasn't played since like the preseason this year. So, and honestly, I would not be surprised with an injury like that it's a torn ACL or ACL related injury, because just if anyone's ever seen American football, especially over the course of the last couple of years, when you watch an ACL injury in slow motion, not saying you have to, but if you ever do, a lot of times those ACLs snap from virtually doing nothing, or at least a typical maneuver that you would have on the field. All right? Even if you're just walking backwards with the football, could just completely tear your ACL. And that's a shame. And it seems as though something, like I said yesterday, it either had to do with the weather and the condition of the pitch or something. But when I saw Connor Bradley go down from virtually no contact, from what I could tell, I knew something was really wrong. And it would not shock me that it is something to do with an ACL injury. How bad it is, I still have not seen any concrete information. Hell, like I said, this itself is just kind of a rumor. This is kind of what I've been reading online, and but it would not shock me in any way, shape, and form. I hope he feels better, because he absolutely, I feel so bad for him. I just hope he gets healthy. And he's a young kid, man, and to have as many injuries as he's had so far in his career is rough, and especially having an ACL injury. I mean, what, the kid's 22, 23 years old, if that. No one that age should have to go through something like that, and it's a real shame. It's the price that these athletes take or make to do what they got to do on the pitch, but it's a real shame, all in all. Some more rumors I would like to talk about, as if I haven't spoken about him enough this week, is Federico Chiesa. I talked about Juventus allegedly having interest, and some deals may or may not be being discussed. But apparently, according to IndyCala News, once again, that name gets talked about, and it seems as though they've been in the talk with they've been talking about Chiesa the most. West Ham and Bournemouth have now made inquiries about the availability of Chiesa. They want the player on a loan. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like that news one bit. It would make me really bummed out to see what is going to happen there, because the last thing I want is to have someone the likes of Chiesa playing for a 15th place team in Bournemouth and an 18th place on the verge of relegation team in West Ham. Federico Chiesa does not deserve that. Now, granted, it would make sense if he went to Bournemouth, as much as I hate to admit it, because it is now confirmed that Semenyo has signed with Manchester City, which is an absolute knife to my heart, because we have no strikers. And so props to City. I'll give them that. If it helps their title chances and helping them beat Arsenal, I'll take it. But all I have to say is, if I was to choose between the two teams, if this is in fact a true report, because like I said before, IndyCala is not reputable to some, I would prefer him to be on Bournemouth, because at least he can be on a team that is at least, not great, but a team that will not diminish his ability in the sense of having him get sent down to another squad, or having him sent down to another league with underneath the Premier League, all right? I think Federico Chiesa is a Premier League caliber athlete. To have him on West Ham, which has absolutely no hope of getting out of relegation as far as I'm concerned this season, right? As it stands right now, I would be shocked if somehow West Ham gets out of relegation. I would hate for that for him. So I am of the opinion that if he is to go anywhere, I'd rather him go to Bournemouth. But I would prefer for him to stay because losing him on loan would just limit our options further. So let me know what you think down in the comments section below about that. Some more news, something else I talked about this week that's now been confirmed. A genuine low academy risk move has been made as Tala Ndiaye has officially signed, I believe, a 7-figure, $1 million contract plus add-ons confirmed by The Athletic to Liverpool Football Club. Most likely, as like I said, an academy-based move, and I talked about this with the other individual whose name is escaping me at this point in time. But both of these signings, whether the other one has signed or not, we know Ndiaye is now signed, but the other one, in Duque or something like that, I'm sorry, I forgot these names already. But either way, he's this is a good move for the future as far as center backs, left-sided center backs. We needed another defensive pull, and this is going to be probably a good one for the future for us. It's definitely not an immediate improvement, as I talked about when this whole thing was first being discussed earlier this week. But it is it's something. It's something, and it's better than nothing. Shout out to him, though, because he just celebrated his birthday this week. So what better way to celebrate your birthday than with $1 million contract, signing with one of the, if not the biggest club in the world, in Liverpool. Basically, well, not basically, but the part I want to touch on here is what does that mean for Guéhi? Because seeing this signing gives me hope that we are now focusing on that position at center back. And while Ndiaye does not replace any senior center back option as it stands right now, there is the possibility that acquiring Marc Guéhi in this window is still very much an option. Because the price, as far as I've been seeing, as I have been seeing, is still $35 million. And Crystal Palace are expecting Liverpool to make an approach. It seems like the price actually might have been lowered in some reports I have seen. And there has been, it's been briefed consistently. It's not like this is random news. I've been talking about it for months now with the possibility of signing Guéhi. And they should have done it in the summer. They didn't do it. Now we've been paying for it. It looks like now we might actually have the opportunity to do it now, because if we're investing in center back for the future, we should also be focusing on center back options now. And Guéhi is very much that individual we should be focusing on, as if it's been any more prevalent than it is right now. But I do believe the Ndiaye signing supports a Guéhi move for sure, and it gives me a little bit of hope. It should give you a little bit of hope. I would like to congratulate Ndiaye on the accomplishment for his career. I look forward to seeing him play for the club in the near future. Last but certainly not least, the women's team has been making moves too. I've been talking about it periodically for the last couple of months. The women's team has been in dire straits. I believe they're last in the WSL, if not close to it. And it seems like they have been making some good moves to address issues on the team. Some of those moves involve an individual named Anna Josendahl, or Hosendahl, or she's a Scandinavian player. And she says joining the Liverpool Football Club is a lifelong dream of hers, and shared by her entire family, who are all supporters of the club, which makes my heart just flutter a little bit, as cold and dead as it is. She's a 24-year-old from Norway. An international arrives from Hammarby IF, where she spent 2.5 years developing into a consistent attacking threat, which is good because I believe Olsen has been doing most of the heavy lifting as far as striking goes, and I'm glad that they acquired yet another woman to help her in that endeavor. Why she chose Liverpool? Well, because she had strong conversations with Gareth Taylor and Andy O'Boyle, and an opportunity to play in the WSL, which she calls the best league in Europe for, I believe, women's sports anyway. Her role and her style is as follows. She's an attack-minded wide forward and certainly enjoys 1v1 battles, driving forward and delivering crosses into the box. So she'll be settling in with other Scandinavian players, and that makes me happy because, like I said, Olsen's been, I believe she's Scandinavian as well. Olsen's been carrying a lot of the heavy load from the striking, and the fact that this is going to be another option is very good. And I hope that this is the beginning of more good things to come for the women's team. She's not the only signing, though. On the defense side, Alice Bergstrom adds depth and versatility across the right side. And in the goalkeeping aspect, Jennifer Falk provides senior leadership and competition between the posts. So not only are we getting better defending, apparently, but we are also getting very good goaltending as well, which is just as important. And that's awesome to hear. And although I don't have options to watch the women's team as much as I would like to, as a fan of Liverpool as an organization, as in a club, I support the women in their endeavors, and I am very happy with the signings that they are making so far on paper. So we'll have to see how it plays out on the pitch, but so far, so good. Anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode of Liverpool Latest. I appreciate you being here. Please leave a like, comment down below to join in on the conversation, and most importantly, subscribe to never miss an upload. I've been doing very consistent since the New Year's here, so I want y'all to not miss any news, any conversation, any opinions that I have on everybody's favorite football club, Liverpool. With that being said, have a great rest of your day, and as you have a great rest of your day, know that you will never walk alone.